Yeah. Okay. Hello, party people. We on live chat? We are on live chat. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kimberly. And Donna. And Brandy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Rosanna. Good morning. Hello, Dawn. Good morning. Good morning, Sydney. Good morning, Jenny. You feeling yucky this morning? Ew. Yeah, Jefferson was feeling yucky the last 2 days, and I'm trying not to get sick. Whew, you guys. Okay, so all the things and all the stuff. We're gonna work on this project. This is the project we're gonna finish up. We just gotta do some stringing. I figured we'll just finish it because if I don't finish it with you guys where I started it, A, that kind of defeats the purpose, and B, we'll continue to not finish it and it'll just sit on my mat. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish it instead of starting the next project. Oh, I have tons to report. I have things to report. First of all, I was at the Hobby Lobby yesterday. Good morning. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Zandra. Oh, you guys are sick too. Ugh. Good morning, PK. So there I was at the Hobby Lobby. First of all I found at the Hobby Lobby for myself was this. Could you even imagine? That's what happened to me. And what's going on over there? This is all I found. I also found a hat that said favorite daughter, so I got that. I'm going to wear it to my grandma's birthday, or my aunt's birthday, because it's funny. But yeah, so there I was out at the Hobby Lobby, having a lovely time, looking at stuff, shopping for presents and whatnot. And this lady, I saw her, she was a couple people ahead of me in the line, and she was talking to this. Just to be clear, all of these people are children. All the children who work at Hobby Lobby, they're like, I don't think any of them are above 20 years old. So that kind of explains most of this, but still. So moral of the story, this lady was talking to the cashier, who was a younger person, and she was basically haggling over this picture, which was whatever, right? The picture had damage. Okay. So we're standing there, and it was very busy in the Hobby Lobby. There was lots of people in line, lots of people waiting. There was about 4 cashiers going, whatever. We're just waiting, me and this other gal. We're waiting, and then so she gets through with her situation, whatever's going on, and she's moving on with herself. And so the next gal in front of me goes, and I'm standing there waiting, and out of nowhere, this lady who'd been haggling over this picture, just crashes out into this like big line of carts, hits her head. She's laying on the floor. She's got to be in her late 80s, in the 80s at least. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And nobody does anything. Nobody moves. And I was like, so I go over there. I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, really confused. So I told the cashier who was waiting on us, because we were right by the carts. So she sits up, and I was like, just sit up. Don't stand up. I was like, where are your people? Do you have people with you? She said her husband was out getting the car. Let me tell you what, he's not much better. Okay, he can't even get the walker into the truck. So she's bleeding. She's bleeding on the arm. And then, so anyway, she goes in her purse and she has like one of those Band-Aids that they like, it's like second skin Band-Aids, you know, for the people who have thin skin. So she must, you know, have thin skin and knows this, so she puts the Band-Aid on. So, okay, we're doing all this on the floor. Nobody has moved. Nobody's like, oh my God, something happened. They're just staring. So I told the girl, I was like, yeah, maybe you should call somebody. I asked this lady, I said, I think you should maybe call somebody, like the ambulance, like when you hit your head. And she's like, I think it'll be okay, whatever. So, okay, her husband comes. So we get her up. She's fine. She's walking. He wants to go put her in the truck. So I went out there and I was just like, you know, when you hit your head, you should really call someone, because especially if you're on medications, this can be really bad. I was like, your ear is starting to fill with blood. Not like from the ear, but like on the ear. And I was like, you should probably call somebody. And she's like, okay, well, thank you for your concern. And then, so the husband just doesn't even say anything, just drives off. And I go back in to finish my purchase. And I just noticed that all of these people want to talk a lot of shit, but nobody wants to do anything. Nobody did anything. They didn't call anybody. They didn't try to help her up. They didn't even call the manager. They all just stood there. And I'm like, okay. So then I get home and I told Jefferson about what had happened at the Hobby Lobby. And he was like, oh my gosh, poor lady. And he said, well, did they pull out their phones and start recording it? And I said, thank God no, because I probably would have come unglued. I was just like, he's like, well, at least that didn't happen. Because that happens. People don't do anything. They just record it and then put it on the internet. I was very sad for all these people in the Hobby Lobby. I'm like, you people are something else. So anyway, that was the goings-on with that. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's like, oh my God, good morning. Rosanna got a new tube of E6000 and 3 bottles of alcohol ink, 2 strands of beads, and large hole spacers, and some leather. I was just not very impressed with my Hobby Lobby situation yesterday. This was all like after I was in checkout. But like all I didn't find very much. They had beads, but I was like, do I need those? They had a lot of acrylic, plasticky type beads, like for the coquette doings. I was not into that. And then, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it at the Hobby Lobby. Okay, so then I got home. And I made a reservation for going to Minnesota because I had to call Steve from the steel place, from the tire place, and I was telling him about my tire situation, and I was going to drive up from North Dakota to get my tires on. So he said he could do it on Friday the 10th. So I said, okay. So I'm going to go on Friday the 10th, which is not this Friday, it's next Friday. And it means I have to leave in the morning. He said they could do it at 4. It's the latest time that they could do it. They're not open on the weekend. So he's like, we could do it at 4. He's like, or whenever you get here, I can call Jason. Matt. Matt's the only one who ever knows what's going on over at Steve's tires. Quite honestly, I don't even know if I trust Steve's phone call. Steve is quite elderly. And he makes all kinds of promises that Matt has to fulfill. Remember, we've talked about this? So I was like, okay. He's like, I could just have Matt come in when you get here. And I was like, well, I don't want to be screwed around with Matt, especially after he's worked all day. So I'm going to leave on the 10th in the morning at 8, which means I won't be around for morning coffee. Not this Friday, but next Friday. So that's happening. So then I called Amber and I was like, hey, going to be coming round for the thing. And she's like, I'm going out of town that day. And I was like, oh. So I don't get to see Amber. Sad. What are we talking about? Good morning. We're doing Instapendence as well as some gold ball spacers and some. Oh, love you for being a good person. Well, thank you. Should I should be here on the 10th? Oh. Yes. Well, maybe if you're here on the 10th, Rosanna, that'd be good. So that's happening. I was able to acquire some free hotel rooms for myself. I was super excited, and then I told Jeff about it, and then he was like, I don't think I can go to that. I was like, yeah, I knew you weren't going to be able to go to that. Because if I have to leave in the morning, he's got to work. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just go by myself. But I didn't think it was going to be a big deal because I was going to go and, like, hang out and all that. But as it turns out, I guess I just have to go bead shopping. Sad. Just bead shopping. You should have an adventurous day. Yeah. I might ask my mom if she wants to go. Just for funsies, but I suppose now she's got her new dog, so she probably can't go. I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind doing stuff like that by myself. I actually prefer to be by myself most of the time. The only person that I generally, like, there's like a handful of people that I like to do stuff with. For the most part, I'm like, I don't want to worry about you. I just want to do what I want to do. I don't really care what you're doing. And I don't want to worry about what you're doing or what you might want to do or that you're hungry. I don't care about any of that. That's why I just go by myself because otherwise then you got to deal with all that. Apparently I'm in a mood. That's what Hobby Lobby will do to you, I guess. Since I'm in a mood, let's get started on this. Since I'm in a mood, I also think that it has something to do with my, I gotta find some wire for this. I also think it has something to do with the fact that my morning routine got messed up this morning, because it's fall. I'm gonna put this on. Oh, I have hold on, I should have this color, yeah? What color is this? Butterscotch. Butterscotch. Where did this come from? That's not what I want, but it might work. Antique brass. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Good morning. So, I'm sure we've all heard that the government's shutting down tomorrow, yeah? So I was Googling how that will affect us. As it turns out, well, I wanted to know about the TSA because, I'm traveling. And the TSA will be affected by the government shutdown. Butterscotch was from the Wild Mushroom Kit. Oh. So, I wanted to know about that because, I have all that anxiety about flying anyways. So, hopefully, because tomorrow is October 1st and I'm flying on October 31st. Hopefully they can get it together by then. I don't know. So I was Googling all that. Just wait till time change. Well, yeah, that was the thing. I went out this morning and I was like, me and Lily went out at our normal time. And it's too dark. It was dark and I didn't want to go on the hill because I'm scared of the dark. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I'm scared of the dark on the hill with, like, animals and whatnot. So I was like, well, now we got to come back in the house, but Lily had to pee because she's on a schedule. So she peed. And I was like, all right. And then, oh my gosh, and then the poor garbage man was here and they got a new garbage man. There's been a lot happening since yesterday. We got a lot going on. So the new garbage man came and we were standing out there and it was dark and no one could see us. And Lily was sniffing around, so I was just standing there and I seen that he didn't put he didn't load the dumpster up like he was supposed to. Like, he didn't hook it up to the back of the truck like the, you know, they hook it up to the back of the truck. It's got little like things on it that go through the dumpster, and then they lift the whole dumpster and it dumps out, right? I mean, I know that, and I'm not a garbage man. But he didn't. Maybe he's new. I don't know. Anyway, so he hooked up to it with a, like a hook with like a cable on it. So he tried to back up to it numerous times. I'd say like 18 times. He couldn't get it figured out. Then he decided, well, I'll just hook this hook up to it. So he gets this like hook out and hooks it to the back of the dumpster. Well, when he went to hook it to the back of the dumpster, he fell down and then proceeded to get mad and start throwing stuff everywhere. And then he picked the dumpster up, and you know what happened? Because gravity, everything fell out because he hooked it on the back of the thing. It was a mess. It's just like, Lily, we gotta go back in the house. We can't be standing out here watching this poor feller just struggle busing it all the way. I don't know. So we left. Let's see. Am I gonna use good? Good morning. I'm just like, listen to all these things that happened. What else happened? I guess I'm going to go with this gold tube because that's what I'm doing. Have a good day. Work stuff. Okay. Feels very fallish. Yeah, it does. I found these in my collection, and I was thinking, ooh, that would have been really cool. Like a larger one, just for funsies. I'm flying on the 8th to Boston for my daughter's wedding. Okay, well, you don't have to worry about like it's so the TSA will still be operating. So what happens during government shutdown for the TSA is that they're required to work without pay. So what happens is if that happens long enough, people start to struggle and they get mad and frustrated, and then they call in sick. And then that leads to like the TSA people like not being there, not as many people being there. So that just leads to like, you know, longer wait times and etc. La-di-da-di. But they still will be operating. I'm just wondering if it's a safety issue because I'm scared of flying. Hello, Sharon. I'm a lurker. Oh, well, welcome in. Let me crimp this. I'll read your note. Okay, crimpy time. Here we go. Beep. I'm crimping right on. I'm not even using a jump ring. I'm just crimping it right on there. Left quite a lot of space so this can all move around and whatnot. Give this a little trimmy trim. They call the TSA necessary employees, so they have to work without pay. Yes. They'll shut down a lot of like the parks and museums and stuff like that. Canada's currently on postal strike right now, so they're not shipping, but that has nothing to do with the government shutdown. What else? I don't know. A lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to string this around. That's all we're doing, because we've already done all the razzle-dazzle and the things. Heather said the other day, talking to Deb, quit lurking and say something. So I am doing that. Enjoying listening to everyone chat and watching Randy. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, lady, it's all good. You can just chat it up in here. We're all about the chattiness. I'm very chatty today. I'm just because I was out yesterday. Because, you know, I never usually go anywhere, so I don't generally have a lot to report. But I do today. Oh, also, Now tell me if I'm wrong. I got into it with one of my neighbors. I didn't really get into it. She was just being horrible. And I was like, listen, lady. Here's what happened. What had happened was I was doing laundry. Because, you know, Monday's my laundry day. Well, this gal, I got going later in the day because I had went out to Hobby Lobby and done all my running around. So it was later. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I don't know if she usually does laundry on today, but she was today. And she had a blanket in the washer that was washed. It was wet and in the washer. So I go down there and I usually do my 2 loads of laundry. We have 2 washers and 2 dryers. So I do them both at the same time so that I just only have to go down there the one time. Well, she had her stuff in there. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just wash this 1 load and I'll just get that going. So I did. I come back. Her stuff was still laying in there. I was like, all right. Well, I looked over at the dryer and I seen that she must have been getting prepared to move her blanket over there because she had all her stuff sitting on top of a dryer, claiming the dryer, and she had money in the dryer slots that hadn't been pushed in yet. She had her dryer sheets in the dryer that were new that she had put in there in preparation for a blanket, right? This is what I'm assuming. So I had 4 loads of laundry to do yesterday because I didn't do laundry last weekend because I was running about doing whatever I was doing. Okay, so I was like, okay, well, I don't want to keep having to run back down here because if I do it one at a time, it's going to take me 7 hours. So I took the blanket out of the washer, put it in the dryer with all her business. I didn't push the quarters. I just put it in there so I could use the other washer. I figured maybe in the next hour she would come down and see it's in there and turn it on. She didn't. So I went back down to switch them out again. It's still laying in there. So I thought, well, I'm just going to push the quarters in. So I did. I pushed the quarters in, dried her blanket. These were all her things, to be clear. These were all her things and her plans. I just put the blanket in there, okay? So then I went down there, and she was down there checking on her blanket. And she's like, did you put my stuff in here? And I was like, yes. And she's like, well, you shouldn't be touching my stuff. And I said, you shouldn't be leaving your stuff in the washer wet for 4 hours. Because that's how long I waited before I turned the shit on. And if that's not your money and your blanket and your crap, then you need to get your crap out of the dryer so other people can use the dryer if you're going to intend to leave your blanket in the washer for 4 hours wet. Okay? So let's not be talking about, I was just trying to help you. I could have just took it out, threw it on the floor, and stole your quarters, but I didn't. So stop being a bitch. So then she proceeded to sit in the washroom. Now, mind you, all my stuff was down there. So now I got to sit in the washroom with this lady because she's not trustworthy. But I didn't. I just said, all right, well, I'm going back up to my apartment. I assume you're an adult and you're not going to mess around with my stuff. And I just left. So that's what happened with that. And I went back down there and all the stuff was fine. And then she put her blanket into a Tupperware, like with a top, and just put it to the side of the laundry area room. She didn't take it to her apartment with her. And I was like, that's weird, but that's none of my business. And I just got my laundry and just came back up here. I'm like, what are you doing, lady? It's popcorn, yeah. I don't like her. She lives in 6. She's the one who does all the drugs and has a kid and all that. Her husband sells drugs in the parking lot. I don't care for that shit. I'm just like, listen, if you can't be on top of it, maybe set an alarm. So she made me mad yesterday too. She was also on the list. Oh yeah, well, I ain't trying to mess around with nobody if they're being crazy. Ooh. It's not supposed to be on. She's also one who has that dog. I think they fight their dog. Like, I think they put their dog in, like, fighting, like, dog fighting rings. Like, for money. Because every time I see that dog, it's injured. It's got new injuries. It's a pit bull. It's got new injuries. I'm just like... And they only bring it out to pee, like, twice a day or whatever. And I'm just nosy, and I know all this because I'm here all the time, right? Because I work from home. And I'm just like, okay. Oh, also... The lady below us has decided to move out. Now, I'm hoping that she's going to move all the way out because she was moving some stuff. But remember, her daughter or son or whoever it was had a baby and they were moved in down there. So I don't know if it was just them moving out or if it's like the whole works. But I kind of hope it's the whole works. That's the lady. I think she must be moving out because she was banging on somebody's door in the afternoon when I was checking on my laundry, and she was saying, "What do you mean you don't know? Blah, 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 blah." I was like, uh-oh. So she was downstairs yelling at somebody. She's the self-appointed, like, fun police, that lady. She don't want nobody having any fun or doing nothing. She's the one who yells and says that Mr. Bunsen just sounds like a herd of elephants running around. Remember the day, and then that lady, then the landlord like texted, and I texted a picture of the animals, and they were all three of them were laying on the bed sleeping. Are you nervous, Dawn? I always watch YouTube videos when I'm waiting for surgery. Dawn's gonna have surgery? It shouldn't happen. It doesn't seem to help. Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes I just get aggravated and I'm just like, okay, everybody just needs to stop being horrible. And then they make me angry. But it is what it is. Hopefully they'll get it together. So anyway, yeah. Having a knee replacement. Oh boy. Well, I hope that all goes well. I'm sure you'll be up and jumping around in no time. Well, I don't know. It takes some time for that rehabilitation. Just think of all the beading time you'll have. Uninterrupted beading time. Heyo. There's quite a few people in this group who had knee replacements this year, yeah? I think Beth had one, and Rosanna had a knee thing, and who else had a knee thing? Hello, everybody. Hi, Tina. Can't get to them. They're downstairs. Well, you better bring them upstairs. You better phone a friend. Bring all these beads upstairs. I gotta turn that off. So I went to the post office box yesterday. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I had to get all my mail. I still haven't got it all out of my car yet because it was a lot. I got all the orders from Amber. So I got the green onyx for those who were wanting more of the green onyx. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Both knees. Oh boy. Was that this year, Tina? Or just in general? Just Okay. Here's how we're looking with our necklace. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. After we got all the razzle dazzle done, which it wouldn't have taken us 2 days if I would have just been doing all this, you know, at one time. But you know how I am. I'm just all over the place, messing around with Hobby Lobby and yelling at neighbors and whatnot. So, that's how it starts, Brandy. Uh-oh. Yeah, that does not sound pleasant, but I'm sure after you get it done, you'll just feel, doesn't it feel better to just be able to, like, not have pain? Because you don't have pain and then you can, like, move your knee, right? Like, that seems good. Oh, yeah, we were going to go in with some dots on this business. Let's see. I already did some dots on that one, so I better make them the same over here. Boop, 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 boop. Do-do-do-do. Just gonna jazz it up a little bit. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. There we go. A little bit of razzle dazzle, if you will. Although, oh, what's going on with this situation? Is that just the way, is this, hold on. Something is weird. It should be hanging this way. I don't know why it's not. Is it because these jump rings are crazy town? Good morning. Hi, Rebecca. These earrings are made out of wood. See, like this one's fine. I think it's just because these jump rings are a little wonkety woo. Because that should be hanging straight. But whatever. That's something to do with this business. Because this should be hanging like this. This one down here is all weird. Okay, we might have to change these out. Where did you get them? Oh, I got these from Bargain Bead Box. This is a Bargain Bead Box project that we're making right here. Bargain Bead Box project number 3? Question mark? I believe so. Yeah, 3. All right, so there it is. Let's take a little look at the design. Oh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, there we are. I would say pretty good out of 10. Best wishes. Oh, they're all talking about the knee thing. Sorry, I'm catching up on these designs here. Good morning, Dorothy. Dun, 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 dun. Good morning. Glad to catch you live. I was struggling with my FOC and your connection helped me. Oh, good. So here we are with our, what is this? Number 3. Project 3. I think it's quite good. We did it. I like the razzle-dazzly bits. It's got enough weight on it where it should stay shut. You know, with all that. Looking pretty cute. Well, there we go. I dig it. I have to take a picture, I guess. Post it up. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. And then just for fun, since we have 30 minutes. What is this? Oh, this is our last project? No, this is project 3. This is our next project. Oh, no, this is project 3. This is project 4. This is labeled incorrectly. Project 4. Okay, we'll probably start working on project 4 tomorrow, but couple of things. So I got Amber's stuff in the mail that she sent me from the store. So I did get more of these green onyx bead strands. Let's see, I have 2 of these, 3 of these for Jilkara, 1, 2, 3, and I have 1 for Kimberly that are put aside, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 of these guys. These, if you're unfamiliar with these are green onyx. We sold these while I was live at the store last time. And Amber was able to come up with some more of them. They're $10 a strand if you want one. If you do want one, I'll write you down and I'll make you a custom order. You can just put sold times the number that you want in the comment. And then I'll write it down. Sold times the number you want. Mandy, the tripod that you suggested will be here today. Can't wait to use it. Oh yeah, the one that goes over the mat. I think that'll be good. Yeah. I'm on here twice. Yeah? I see you being on here twice, Dorothy. That's okay. We'll take all your views. All of them. I would love another one. So we've got Kim times 2 total. Okay? 2 total for Kim. And then we have, I enjoy watching Randy's process with her projects. Oh, thanks, Sharon. I want 1 Brandy. Times 1. Leslie. Times 1. Eve. Times 1. Total of 2. I have to get back to work. Have a great day. Okay, have a great day, Zandra. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 2 left. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 left. So we got 1 for Dorothy. Times 1. And 1 for Carol. No, sorry. 1 for Heather. Times 1. Sorry, Carol, you missed out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Eve wants me to hold hers. I can probably do that. Even if I don't put it up, you'll have to remind me. I'll try to remember. I try to put everything up right away just so I don't forget. But I wrote a note. Carol can have mine. Oh, okay. So we're going to give Dorothy's to Carol. No problem. We'll take that off there and we'll go Carol Stillman. Times 1. All right. No problem. I got it. I got it. Hit the like button. It's free. Yeah, it's free. You can like me if you want to. Okay, so we got that. That's done though. Perfect. And then this is all I could find for me at the Hobby Lobby after all my business was going on. These were on sale. They are jewelry shop or whatever. So they were 50% off. So they were $1.50, $1.49. So I was digging around and I cleaned out, because remember I told you guys I was looking at some of the inventory stuff. And I did clean out some of the past custom orders. I think they just moved, you know, normally we would put our custom orders up for grabs. And I think that they just moved along with us and I just, you know, wasn't paying attention to that. And I came across this little guy here of stuff that people were going to buy that didn't. And I was like, oh, would you look at that? Amber painted these. Little moons. And then there's 2 Preciosas in here. So everybody knows I'm a lurker. Yeah, I think you can only comment on your phone, Eve. And I just thought that these were pretty. They did come with these, which would be good with the gold, but I want to use these. Oh, Kim wants to buy it. Do you want to buy my bag, Kim? It's $20. Is that okay? These are really pretty. Sold, she says. All right, well, I'm going to give you 2 of these from here in case you want to make some. Because I thought they would be cool. Okay, that's sold to Kim. Well, that was easy. Okay, well now what are we going to do? Congratulations to Kim. Well, here's some beads sitting on my desk. Oh, I had this posted for Cindy, but I don't think she ever bought it. So I took this down. Remember when she was asking for clouds? So I guess we'll use these. These are left over from the bargain bead box, I think. Yeah. This will be lovely. Let's split them out so we know. Those probably match better. So we know how many we got for each side. Yeah. Let's see. I did find all the perfect gifts that I wanted for the girls. I just got, I went to TJ Maxx and I got a hand soap, a body wash, a body lotion, and I think that was it. Just like in a similar scent. You know how they always have all those cool body washes and stuff? And they come in the cool jars and everything. Yeah. What's this say? Make a fabulous necklace. Oh, Kimberly was making a fabulous necklace. My first month's rent is in the new place. It was $10.90. Well, good. Seems significantly better than whatever those other people were doing. We're going to need metal for this. It'll be super long. I don't know if I'll be able to get them on there. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe if I put these on the outside, I'll give it more space. Sorry, this may look like a bunch of humbo jumbo to you guys, but I know what's going on. 15 minutes, let's do this. Let's utilize some of our already ready to go little string, yeah? Should we go gray? I'll use these ones. Silver. Silver, silver, silver. And let's see if I got some clam shells in here. I know, right? This is also bargain bead box, technically. Technically, it's bargain bead box. Not the finding. But you could find this finding very cheap at the Hobby Lobby. I need some of them. The weather, it was dry. Okay. Okay, do we want some, oh, we need some metal for these larger beads. Some bead caps of some sorts. Bead caps, bead caps. Show me all your bead caps. Woo! Just about knocked the thing over. We've got all kinds of bead caps. I think I'll go with these or these. Did you get my email? Bead Bargain Bead Box has pretty findings too. Yes, but I think that we're using all of ours in another project. Can I call you? Are you talking to me? You want to call me? Do I want to put charms on the bottom of this? If I don't want to put charms, I don't have to use one of these on the bottom. I could, but I don't have to. We shall wing it. I have charms. I just don't know if I want to. Gotta go. Okay, have a good day. Alright, so I'm going to try this. This is not something I've done before with this, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to not put... they look like fingers that are creepy. 1, 2. So I'm just going to tie a knot here at the bottom as we normally would. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of glue. Oh, that one's new. Not that one. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of glue. Just a smidgy. And give it time to dry. And then I'm going to cut it off before we put on the stuff. And I'm going to see if I can't modify one of these guys. Doing members bingo tomorrow. Yes. We are doing members bingo tomorrow. Does everybody have their stuff? Okay, so I'm going in here and I'm just cutting off the loop. And we'll just use this as an ending. And I just want to make sure it's not going to be pokey. Hello, where's my stuff? Oh, there it is. Yeah. I don't think you would actually have to file these down. That one just had like a long side. Okay, so now cut this really short. Maybe I'll work on that today. Yeah, I haven't seen any members only, what do you want to call it? Whatever we're calling it. Members only entries. Haven't seen any of those yet. Okay, so now I'm just closing this up. So now this can just be the bottom, right? It still looks like nice. Your other option would be just use a knot, or maybe even try a just a crimp bead tube, crimp it. So I'm gonna go in the middle first. I'm going to try these ones that they said look like fingers and see if they'll work. I'm only capping these large ones. That's quite good. I like it. Yeah. So if it's not pokey, then it's Gumby. Wasn't that the name of the horse? What's Pokey? We used to have a Shetland pony named Pokey. He was very mean. Not as mean as Peanuts. Peanuts used to just try to run you under the clothesline and knock you off his back. It's the claw. Yeah, it looks good. All right, I'm liking it. Okay, I will say this, just something that I'm observing. Let me zoom out a little bit. Something I'm observing while doing this right now in the moment. When using these already made little pieces of string, and then you're working from the bottom up, when you cut it, you're not going to have to remake your needle. Whereas if you started from the top down, you probably would then have to remake your needle. I don't know that to be true. Maybe my brain is just thinking that. But anyway, right now it's working out pretty dang good. We're going to tie a knot here. 1, 2. I'll come in with the tweezer just to make it really close to the bead. Not super tight because I still want it to move around, right? So I'm leaving some space. I'm actually going to leave a little more space. Now that's not normally something I like to do so much, but here we are. So I'm leaving this much space. Now when I pull on this, it is going to tighten up, but not too much, I don't think. Yeah. That would be perfect, except for the fact that you guys just let me not put on my thing. We gotta start over. I was supposed to put this on right there before I tied the knot. Don't worry, I'm a professional. This is what you do if you mess up. You just start again. Okay, let's try again. So we're gonna cut this off. I'm gonna cut it. I don't know if you guys can see me cutting. I'm cutting really close. I feel like if you don't cut super close, you're gonna have trouble because these are kind of like soldered on, kind of. That's okay. I'll just have a knot between the bead and the ending. Sometimes I do that, Kim. If I mess up, I'm just like, well, Carol. But you know, we're trying to be professionals over here, I guess, today. Just today, though. Okay, so I still got my knot on here. So I'm just going to hit it with some glue. Boop. Dun-dun-dun. I never would have thought of doing that with that closure. Yeah. I love these little nibs. I call them nibs. What do y'all call them? Clamshells? These things. Do you call them nibs? Clamshells? What do you call them? Bead, because I don't want the metal up against the bead. Let's see. Clamshells. What's that say? Pilates? I gotta go because I'm going live today. Okay, have a good day, Dorothy. Clamshells. Okay, so y'all are calling them clamshells. I call them nibs. Sometimes I call them clamshells, sometimes I call them nibs. To be honest with you, I don't even know why I call them nibs. I think some people call them that. I think I read it in a magazine one time and I thought, nibs. It reminded me of candy, so that makes sense. That makes sense, right? Alright, so let's try this again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Now, I've lost my design here, so we're gonna wing it. I know we had going like that, and then we had this, maybe this guy. Okay, I remember this part vaguely. Ooh, I don't think that guy's supposed to be there. Nope. I'm like, don't worry, I remember. Just kidding, I don't remember. Yeah. You guys. Okay. There we go. Okay, what do we got going on up here? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, so I'll put this one on here. And this one and this one. Yeah, I don't know if that's correct, but that's what we're going with. All right, let's try this again. Now this one, I'm not going to cut it off. Don't forget to put it on. I know, right? I'm going to bend it flat. One, two, tweezer, where'd you go? Oh, right here. Boop, boop, boop. Whoa, got a little crazy with the glue. I know, right? Let it dry up a little hot minute. I'm gonna find the jumper. Bright silver. Maybe anti-silver probably is better. Cut that off really close like. Okay. This one did get a little tighter than I would like, but we're going with it. And I'm just going to go in. These are actually stainless steel because they don't make anti... Did anybody notice they're not making anti-copper colored things very much? So I'll just use the stainless steel ones. It's fine. Go right here. And I'm going to be in the middle. 2, 4. Heyo. Oh yeah, I think this will be quite good. Regardless of it being a little tighter than I'd like, it's still on string, so it's still got way more movement than if it was on wire, which is what I like. I'm just bound and determined to mess up this little design I got going on, which it ain't even really designed at this point. It's just like I gotta make sure I got enough beads for each side. But yeah, there we go. These are quite cute. We made a similar, did we make a similar design? I gotta get this out. We made a similar design last week or something. Not with Bargain Bead Box, I don't think. But I thought it was really cute. Now, there is a hole here where I could put something. I don't know if I will put something. Sometimes you don't have to put anything, but we'll see what I come up with. Anyways, I'll probably finish those up. So what did we learn? I learned that I can modify these nibs or clamshells or whatever you call them for the bottom. If you don't want to hang charms, you can just make them to look more polished at the bottom. Polished, I guess I would say. Finished. I want my strings to be a little looser so they don't feel so tight like this. I mean, this is fine, but I would prefer them to be a little bit more loose, so I want to tie my knots a little higher up. I think this is a quick and easy way, instead of having to like make wired nests or like make your own head pins on wire, and then they're always so stiff. And when you make your own head pins, they can have little pokey parts on the bottom, you know, so that's the thing. So I'm for it. I think it's quite good. They're going to be gorgeous. Yeah, they're going. So that's the longest one. And they're going to be quite good, I feel. I learned something today. Never thought of using those clamshells that way. Smashing, me either. Me either, Leanna, till today. That's what happens. The cord ends. Oh, now Heather's called them cord ends. I don't call them cord ends. Cord ends to me are like taco foldovers. But, you know, I like to make things up as I go. I like to make things up and be like, you know, taco foldovers. Obviously, everybody knows about taco foldovers. Oh, you guys. Anyways. But yes, I like to be adventurous in my beading. Okay, so to recap, we are going to have members only bingo tomorrow at 3 p.m. You should already have your bingo cards. If you don't have your bingo card, if it has not arrived in the mail or something, you should message me on the bat phone and I will try to send you a digital copy in case you didn't get one. Okay? I have a ton of those. Totally going to use them like that. Yay! Hi, Susan. I'm late. It is early in Las Vegas. Susan, how's Las Vegas doing? I heard Las Vegas is having some issue. That's what they're saying on the internet with tourism. Is that true? I couldn't imagine. I love Vegas. But yeah, so we will have members only bingo tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We have not made any hard, fast decisions on the additional bingo projects that you guys, the winners from last month. I have not seen any projects come out, so we'll talk about that tomorrow during members only bingo. And then, what else we got going on? We got FOC, which is going to be due, that's in September. I gotta switch it over. Oh, it's like a cute kitten on it. FOC is due on the 5th. September 5th, it is due. That is also the day, so that's Sunday. That's this coming Sunday. And then that's also the day I will pull the members list from YouTube. And then on the 6th, we will launch the new FOC bags, which will be Monday. I'll launch them when I do the launch. And then on Tuesday, the 7th, is when we'll have the ducky race. That's right. Today is the 1st. Tomorrow is the 1st. Tomorrow is the 1st. Well, I just have to be able to see ahead of time. I have 2. Can you please tell me what numbers you're using this time? Not that I am hearing. Oh. Ton to do with loops. You have 2 bingo cards, Heather? Is that what you're saying? You should use the most updated one. You're not supposed to save any of your bingo cards and reuse them. So you're supposed to just use them. in the game that they're intended for, you know. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to report. I'm making something fabulous with my bingo thing. Heather didn't attend last month. Oh, that's probably why. Yes. So I have a couple of custom orders to post up. I got some things and some stuff. I got lots of shipping to do, so I'm gonna be working on that. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. If I finish these up, which I probably will, I will post a picture, or maybe show them to you guys tomorrow. I could do that. All right, I hope you all have a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading day today. If you feel the need, swing over to the Facebook. Let us know what you're working on. If not, don't do that if you don't feel the need. And then I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye, guys.